We have discussed this. It's a quick revision of what we have done yesterday. Okay. So acceleration is numerical equal to the change in velocity in 1 second. That is how we define acceleration. Okay. So acceleration is change in velocity upon time. The symbol what we use is A, initial velocity U, final velocity V. Okay. So this is what we have discussed yesterday. Exactly. This is uh, just to remind you that we have discussed this yesterday. Okay. So we have discussed that when it will be a positive acceleration and when it will be a negative acceleration. Okay. When my initial velocity is less and final velocity is more, it is a positive acceleration. When the initial velocity is more, the final is less, it's a retardation. So now we will do, we'll start with our numerical. Chalo, write down this numerical, beta, the first numerical. Write down the first numerical. Write down the first numerical. What it says that the velocity of an object increases at a constant rate from 20 meter per second to 50 meter per second in 10 seconds. Find the acceleration. So what is been asked? You have been asked to find the acceleration. You have been asked to find the acceleration. Okay. When the velocity of the object has increased from 20 meter per second to 50 meter per second. Okay, please write down this. Okay, so the velocity of the object has increased at a constant rate from 50 meter per second, 20 meter per second to 50 meter per second in 10 seconds. What we have to do? We have to find the acceleration. Now, whenever such type of numericals will come, the first thing you have to do is to ensure that you have to write down the given, because writing the given will help you to understand the idea very clearly better. So ensure that you are writing the given. So what is given? Initial velocity is given. How much is the initial velocity? 20 meter per second. What's the final velocity? 50 meter. Because if you see, it's increasing from 20 to 50. So my u is 20, v is 50. And how much is the time? Time is 10. So it's very simple substitution. A is equal to v minus u by t. So A is how much? A is equal to V. V is how much? 50. 50 minus 20 by 10, which is coming out to be 50 minus 20 is 30. 30 by 10, which comes out to be 3 meter per second square. So how much is the acceleration? So the acceleration is 3 meter per second square. Now we need to understand this. What is the meaning of the word acceleration is 3 meter per second? Okay, let's understand the meaning of this. What's the meaning of the word acceleration is 3 meter per second square? It means that the velocity of the object, it means that the velocity of the object is increasing by 3 meter per second for every 1 second. What's the meaning of this? It means that the velocity of the object is increasing by 3 meter per second for every 1 second. Try to understand the meaning of this word. The acceleration is coming up to 3 meter per second square. What does that mean? That means that the velocity of the object is increasing by 3 meter per second for every 1 second. And that's why you will find meter per second for every 1 second. That's why the second parameter is twice. That's why we say meter per second square. Let's understand it with one very simple idea. See, what is the initial velocity of the object? The initial velocity of the object is 20 meter per second. Yes. Okay. This is at 0 second when the timer was not started. Okay. Now, can you say me what will be the velocity after 1 second? Because the velocity is increasing by 3 meter per second for every 1 second, means its velocity of the object is increasing. The velocity is not constant. The velocity is increasing by 3 meter per second for every 1 second. So after 1 second, what will be the velocity? So you will come to know, bachcha log, that after 1 second, the velocity will be 23 meter per second. What will the velocity after 1 second? 23 meter per second. After 2 seconds, what will be the velocity? So after 2 seconds, you will find after 1 second, it will be 23 meter per second. That will be after 1 second. Then after 2 seconds, it will be plus more 3, so 26 meter per second. After 2 seconds, then after 3 seconds, it will be 29 meter per second. After 3 seconds, yes. Then after 4 seconds, so it will be 32 meter per second. After 4 seconds, then after 5 seconds, it will be 35 meter per second. After 5 seconds, and after 6 seconds, it will be 38 meter per second. After 6 seconds, after 7 seconds, it will be 41 meter per second. After 7 seconds, after 8 seconds, it will be 44 meter per second. After 8 seconds, after 9 seconds, it will be 47 meter per second. After 9 seconds, and after 10 seconds, you will find its velocity will become 50 meter per second. After 10 seconds, so what we see, look at it. This chart helps us to understand the idea very clearly, beta, that the velocity of the object is increasing from 20 to 50. So see, what's the velocity? 20. And what it becomes? 50. In how much time? In 10 seconds. So how much is the acceleration? The acceleration is 3 meter per second square. What does it mean? It means that the velocity of the object is increasing by 3 meter per second for every 1 second. In every 1 second, the velocity is increasing by 3 meter per second. That's why at 0 second, the velocity was already 20, but after 10 seconds, you find the velocity has become 50 because the velocity is increasing by 3 meter per second for every 1 second. Class, are you getting it? What's the meaning of the word meter per second square? Are you getting the idea of this meter per second square, class? Please type in the chat box. All of you getting it, beta? What is the meaning of this word meter per second square? It means that the velocity is increasing by 3 meter per second for every 1 second. Ruchir, can you type your question little more clearly, beta? What you are not understanding? Ruchir, type your question, beta. What you are not understanding? So I will explain once again to you. Okay, pay attention. What is the acceleration? Acceleration is 3 meter per second. What's the acceleration? Look at the value of acceleration. It's 3 meter per second square. What's the meaning of this? It means now you will find the unit is meter per second square. What's the unit? Meter per second square. So you may be wondering, that's a second square means what? It means that the velocity is increasing by 3 meter per second. How much the velocity is increasing? By 3 meter per second for every 1 second. So how many times the second term is here in this statement? You will find 3 meter per second for every 1 second. So second and second are twice. So that's why if you use it, it will become meter per second square. So you can say it in this way as well. The acceleration is 3 meter per second per second. What you can say? You can say 3 meter per second per second. But instead of saying per second twice, we say 3 meter per second. Exactly. What is u used for? But u is initial velocity na, Vidula. U is initial velocity. What's the initial velocity? Look at the numerical. The initial velocity is 20. Exactly. So what's my initial velocity? 20. What's the final velocity? So the final velocity, it reaches to the 50 meter now. So what's my final velocity? 50. And the time is 10. Okay. So I'm using A is equal to V minus U by T, 50 minus 20, and the answer is coming 10. And you find it, if I make a format of it, you come to know at the beginning, the time was, at the beginning, the velocity was 20. After 1 second, what was the velocity? 23. Why? Because the velocity has increased by 3 meter per second in every 1 second. Ruchi, I hope you are getting it. Then after 2 seconds, what's the velocity? 26. Because again, you find the velocity is increased by 3 meter per second in every 1 second. Then after 3 seconds, the velocity is 29. Again, it has increased by 3 seconds, 3 meter per second. So in every 1 second, you will find the velocity is increasing by 3 meter per second in every 1 second. That's why we say the acceleration is 3 meter per second square. In simple terms, the velocity is increasing by 3 meter per second in every 1 second. I hope now it is clear to all of you what's the meaning of the word acceleration. Oh, thank you very much. Let's start with the next numeric. Write down. Write down. A pebble thrown vertically upwards with an initial velocity of 50 meter per second comes to stop in 5 seconds. Find the retardation. So what is the numerical? It is saying that a pebble is thrown vertically upwards with an initial velocity of 50 meter per second and it comes to stop in 5 seconds. Find the retardation. Okay, now when we are going to solve, you have to first write down the given. And whenever you are writing the given, you have to understand what is u and what is v. So what is the initial velocity? So you will find the initial velocity is mentioned here. The initial velocity is 50 meter per second. How much is the initial velocity? 50 meter per second. Comes to stop in 5 seconds. Can you say me what will be the final velocity now? It says it comes to stop. So what will be your final velocity, class? You will find the final velocity will be, zero. Very good, Ruchit. What's the final velocity, beta? Zero. And how much time it took? It took 5 seconds. So we are being asked to find the retardation. Chalo. So let's find out let's write down the given. So what is given? U is 50. V is 0. Understand? It comes to stop. So V becomes 0. And then T is how much? So T is 5 seconds. Let's substitute it now. A is equal to V minus U by T. So A is equal to V is how much? V is 0. So 0 minus 50 upon 5. So 0 minus 50 will not be 50. 0 minus 50 will be minus 50. Minus 50 upon 5 is minus 10 meter per second square. But understand what is being asked. The numerical says find the retardation. What the numerical is asking us to? The numerical is asking us to find the retardation. And what is this? This is acceleration. We don't have a separate formula for retardation. We have the same formula for acceleration, but my acceleration is coming out to be negative. So understand, whenever the acceleration is negative and you are being asked to find out the retardation, so you cannot say, listen to the class carefully, you cannot say that the retardation is minus 10. You cannot say. Why? Because retardation means negative acceleration. What is retardation? It means negative acceleration. So you have to understand that the minus sign in acceleration is a proof that it is retarding. So what you will write? So you will write that the retardation is 10 meter per second. If you write the answer as minus 10, your answer is incorrect because retardation itself means negative acceleration. So the moment you are saying retardation, you are already mentioning that negative sign. Okay, so understand that retardation is 10 meter per second square because retardation is negative acceleration. So the word retardation itself has that minus sign in it. Okay, so the answer is 10 meter per second square. Don't jump up and write the answer as 10 meter per minus 10 for retardation. The retardation is 10 on. All of you getting it? So there are two things you have to understand in this numerical. The first is when the object comes to stop, then the final velocity will be 0. And if retardation is being asked, you are still going to use the same formula for acceleration, and whatever the answer you are getting, you have to write that without its sign because retardation itself means negative acceleration. Okay. Now let's talk about the next numerical. Write down. A body starting from rest acquires a velocity of 25 meter per second in 5 seconds. Find the acceleration. Let's solve it now. The first thing you have to do is to find out the given. So what is given? So my initial velocity is how much? That's a big question. A body starting from rest. So this makes the topic again very interesting. Whenever the body starts from rest, whenever the object is starting from rest, it says that the object starting from rest. So whenever the object is starting from rest, your initial velocity will be 0. Okay, and then it reaches a velocity of 25. So what's your final velocity? So your final velocity is 25. In how much time? In 5 seconds. And what has been asked? Acceleration has been asked. Monish, please check your sign beta. So A is what? V minus U by T. So acceleration is final velocity is 25, initial is 0. So 25 minus 0 upon 5, your answer will come 25 by 5 and you will find your answer is coming 5 meter per second square. Exactly. What does it mean? The acceleration is 5 meter per second square. It means that the velocity of the object is increasing by 5 meter per second for every 1 second or in each 1 second. So that's why you find initially the velocity is 0 meter per second. What's the velocity? 0 meter per second in 0 seconds. Then after 1 second, what should be the velocity? Since the velocity is 5 meter, acceleration is 5 meter per second. So after 1 second, you will find the velocity has become 5 meter per second. After 2 seconds, the velocity has become 10 meter per second. Why? Because it's accelerating by 5 meter per second square. Means the velocity is increasing by 5 meter per second for every 1 second. So after a time interval of each 1 second, the velocity is increasing by 5 meter per second. So after 3 seconds, it's 50. After 4 seconds, the velocity will become 20 because the velocity is increasing by 5 meter per second for every 1 second. And after 5 seconds, the velocity will become 25 after 5 seconds. So what you observe? You observe that this velocity of this object is increasing by 5 meter per second for every 1 second. Clear? That's why the initial velocity is 0 and after 5 seconds, the final velocity is 25. See, the initial velocity is 0. After 5 seconds, the final velocity is 25. Because the velocity is increasing by 5 meter per second for every 1 second. Avni, beta, no problem. If anyone is getting connected and disconnected, don't worry. As I told you, I am going to upload these videos on our Google Classroom, so you can definitely refer it. Don't worry, don't worry. Write down the next numerical now. A toy car initially moving with a velocity of 18 meter per second. Sorry, 18 kilometer per hour. A toy car initially moving with a uniform velocity of 18 kilometer per hour comes to stop in 2 seconds. Find the retardation of the car in SI unit. Okay, so let's find out the retardation of the car in SI unit. Now, the question says very clearly that we have to find out the answer in SI unit. Okay, so what we need to do, we have a problem here. The problem is, what is the velocity? The velocity is 18 kilometer per hour. But kilometer per hour, but kilometer per hour is not the SI unit. The SI unit is meter per second. So what we need to do? So our primary objective is to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. Okay, so what is given? Let's find out. A toy car initially moving with a velocity of 18 kilometer per hour. So how much is the initial velocity? U. Initial velocity is 18 kilometer per hour. Comes to stop. So when it is coming to stop, my final velocity will be 0 and time is 2 seconds. But we have a problem. We want the answer in SI system, and in SI system we have to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. What we have to do? We have to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. And how we will do that? So if you want to convert that, okay, if you want to convert that, then we have to multiply kilometer per hour by pi by 18. What you have to do? You have to convert kilometer per hour by pi by 18. So if you do that, then you will get the answer in meter per second. Copy this. Copy this. Huh. So let's convert 18 kilometer per hour to meter per second. Yes, beta, Om, you can type your doubt. So what we need to do? We need to multiply kilometer per hour by pi by 18. You have to multiply it by pi by 18. So see, 18 kilometer per hour into multiply by pi by 18. Okay, very good question asked by Om. He is asking, sir, why we need to multiply by pi by 18 only. Okay, chalo. So let's answer this question before proceeding. Okay, now understand what we have to do. We have to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. Okay, that's what I want to do, beta. Okay, so kilometer per hour. So what I want to do, I want to convert kilometer into meter, and I want to convert hour into second. That's what I have to do. So you know how much is 1 kilometer per 1 hour is equal to how many? 1 meter per 1 second. So 1 kilometer is 1000 meter. Yes or no? How much is 1 kilometer? 1000 meter divided by, in 1 hour, how many seconds we have? So in 1 hour we have 60 minutes, and 60 minutes have 60 seconds. In each minute we have 60 seconds. So in fact, you want to find out how many seconds. So you multiply 60 by 60. So that will come out to be 3600 seconds. So this is now 1000 divided by 3600 is meter per second, because this is 1 kilometer, which is equal to 1000, 1 kilometer, which is equal to 1000 seconds, and 3600 seconds, which is equal to 1 kilometer, 1 hour. Now, if you find this 1 0, this 1 0 gets cancelled, this 0 and this 0 gets cancelled. Now, what I am left with? 10 by 36. So, in the table of 2, I will find 2 5s are, and 2 5s are 10, and 2 18s are. Here I will find 2 5s are 10, and here 2 18s are 36. So what I am left with? So I am left with pi by 18. Clear? So that's why what we are doing, we are multiplying kilometer per hour to convert it to meter per second. We are multiplying by 5 by 18. Getting it, beta? Oh. Huh. And again, if you want to do the opposite, if you are having meter per second, what you are having, all of you listen, if you are having meter per second and you want to convert it into kilometer per hour, then what you do the exact opposite of this. Multiply it by 18 by 5. You have to multiply it by 18 by 5 rather than 5 by 18. Okay, you can do both the ways. Now, what is my initial velocity coming out to be? 5. Okay, chalo. So now our task is very clear. The acceleration is v minus u by t. What is the initial velocity? 5. What's the final velocity? 0, because it has come to stop. The object has come to stop. So 0 minus 5 upon 2, which is minus 5 by 2. So that's why you'll find the acceleration is coming minus 2.5 meter per second square. But what is being asked? Calculate the retardation. So since retardation is being asked, so it will be 2.5 meter per second square. What does it mean? Now let's understand what does it mean. It means that the velocity of the object, since it's negative, now the answer is coming minus 2.5. So that's why I will say the velocity of the object is decreasing by 2.5 meter per second for every 1 second. Exactly. And let's verify. What is the initial velocity? The initial velocity is 5 meter per second. Exactly. So at 0 second, the velocity is 5 meter per second. And the velocity is decreasing by 2.5 meter per second for every 1 second. So after 1 second, you will find the velocity will become 2.5 after 1 second. And after 2 seconds, how much will be the velocity? So 2.5 is the velocity and it will again decrease by 2.5. So after 2 seconds, you will find the velocity will become 0. Exactly. And when the velocity is 0, we say the object is at rest. So see, the object is having the velocity of 5 meter per second and it comes to stop in 2 seconds. So how much is the retardation? 2.5 meter per second. Means the velocity of the object is decreasing by 2.5 meter per second for every 1 second. Whenever it is acceleration, we say it is increasing by. Here it is retardation, we say it is decreasing by. Copied bachcha log? Okay. Now let's start with the next numerical. Do it quickly. A car is moving with a velocity of 20 meter per second. Okay, then the brakes are applied to retard the car. Obviously, whenever we apply the brakes, the velocity of the car, the speed of the car will keep on decreasing to retard the car at a rate of 2 meter per second square. So what's the retardation? 2 meter per second square. What is the velocity of the car after 5 seconds of applying the brakes? Chalo. So let's start it by writing the given. Very simple. Go ahead with the given. What is the initial velocity? 20. How much is the acceleration? So now be careful about it. Here you may end up doing wrong answer. You end up getting the wrong answer because your acceleration is minus 2 meter per second. Understand here the rate, the retardation is 2 meter per second square, but here it is very clearly mentioned it is retardation. So please ensure you write A is equal to minus. If you make a mistake here and if you write A as 2, then it is incorrect. Then T is how much? T is 5 seconds. But what is been asked? What is the velocity of the car? Means the final velocity is being asked. So my final velocity is a question mark. So let's do it now. A is equal to V minus U by T. Now what we have to do here, class? we need to change the subject of formula from A to V. This is the formula for A, but I want to change the subject of this formula from A to V. So let's do it. So this T is in division, will go in multiplication. So what I will get? I will get AT is equal to V minus. So this minus U, if I shift it on the other side, I will get it as plus U. So what is the subject of the formula? So my subject of the formula changes from A is equal to V minus U upon T to V is equal to U plus AT. This is how we get the subject of the formula, because V remains here. This is AT and this minus U becomes plus U. So it is U plus A. Now, chalo, let's substitute the values. Now, there is again a very interesting thing you have to remember for substituting the value. That is, what is the initial velocity? 20 plus 80. A is 2 and T is 5. But understand, here I have not written plus, but I have written minus U. Why? Because it is not acceleration, it is retardation. So that's why it will be minus 2 into 5. Okay, and what we get? 20 minus 2 into 5 is minus 10. So 20 minus 10, and your velocity comes out to be 10 meter per second. So what's the velocity? So the velocity is 10 meter per second. Clear, class? No ohm. The answer will not be negative, beta. The answer will be positive. Okay. Huh. How many of you got the answer as 30? Anyone get the answer as 30? There is a possibility you may get the answer as 30 as well. If instead of writing minus U, if you have written plus U here, okay, because according to the formula, it is U plus 80. So then you will find 20 plus 10 and your answer will be 30. But it's not 30, it's 10 only because the velocity is decreasing. Ah, beta, Srishti, what should I explain, beta? Just type what you want to explain, the entire numerical or a part of it. Type, Srishti, what you want me to explain. Huh. Changing the subject of the formula. Pay attention. A is equal to V minus U by T. Now we know very well, beta, that this T is in division, so it will go in multiplication here. So what I will get? So you will find I will get it as AT is equal to V minus U. Yes or no? Because this T is in division, will go in multiplication. So it becomes AT is equal to V minus U. Now what I'm doing, I'm converting this minus U, I'm shifting to the other side. So what I will get, what will be left here? Here I will be left with only V, and that's what I want. Okay, so here I will get V is equal to. Now this minus U is being shifted on the other side. So it will become plus U. So it will be U plus AT. Getting it? So we are doing it two steps together. Okay. That's why it is coming out to be V is equal to U plus AT. But understand, in the formula, I am not writing plus sign here. I am writing minus because the object is not accelerating. The object is retarding. Okay. Thank you very much. All of you, have you copied the answer? Then we have to change the formula, na beta. Then accordingly we have to use the formula. Okay, so you can have, see, this is A is equal to V minus U by T. Okay, Ruchir, A is equal to V minus U by T, and you can change it for A, for U, for V, and for T. You can write down all the formulas. Okay, you have to just change the subject of the formula. By the simple rules of mathematics, you have studied how to change the subject of the formula. You can change it and you will get all the other options. Okay. Now let's look at the another one. Okay, chalo. So we are done with this. I stop it here. Okay. So here we come to the end of this chapter. This topic. Now we are starting with another very important topic. And the name of that topic is representation of graph. Okay, representation of the motion in a graph. Okay, now I'm so sorry I have not let you know that you have to bring the graph paper. Okay, so class, I'm giving you 2-3 minutes. If you are having a graph paper around, please bring it. I'm giving you 2 to 3 minutes, all of you. If you are having a graph paper around you in your room, in your somewhere around you, please go and bring it quickly. Okay. Yes, very good. Chalo. But for today, hardly we are left with 15 minutes. So we require two graph papers. Okay, if you have brought two graph papers as well, all of you right now with you, it's okay. Tomorrow and day after, I require you to carry at least 3, 3, 4, 4 for each session. At least 3 to 4. Okay, today, even if you are having two, it's more than enough. Okay, chalo. So let's start with the topic. The topic of our discussion is, let me share a screen with you. The topic of our discussion is graphical representation of linear motion. Graphical representation of linear motion. Okay, now what we are, this is our section B. What we are going to do here, we are going to represent the motion of an object on a graph. Okay, so that's why I asked you to bring the graph papers, because we are going to represent the motion of an object on a graph. And by that, by just looking at the graph, we can easily figure out the motion and n number of factors associated with it. Okay, so we start with the graphical representation of linear motion. Okay. Now, how many types of graph we are going to discuss? In our syllabus for grade 9 ICSE curriculum, we are having two types of graphs to study. The first is the displacement versus time graph, and the second is the velocity versus time graph. So on a graph, we are having two types of graph: displacement versus time and velocity versus time. Okay, now the very important question is, we are having two axes, x and y. Okay, so whenever we are going to plot, we have to choose that which factor has to be taken on which axis, because we have two factors. Which are those two factors? Time and displacement, or time and velocity. And we are having two axes as well, x-axis and y-axis. So whenever we draw a graph, we have to decide which factor has to be represented on which axis. And there is a general rule set, and the rule is that my independent factor will always go on x-axis and dependent factor will go on y-axis. So you will find in displacement and time, you will find my time is an independent factor. How time is an independent factor? The time may keep on moving on and on and on. Okay, so that's why time does not depend on displacement. But for displacement, for any object to move from one place to another, it takes some time. So displacement depends on time. It is not possible for any object to have some displacement without time. That's why my displacement for object to displace, it will definitely take some time. So my displacement depends on time, whereas time does not depends on displacement. It is not going to happen that the object has to displace and then the time will move ahead. The object have to displace and then the time will move ahead. No, whether the object is displacing or not, the time will keep on moving ahead. So my time is independent. It does not depend on the displacement factor, but the displacement depends on time. And the same is the case with velocity versus time graph as well. You will find that time is again independent, but velocity depends on time. So what I'm going to do, my time in both the graphs will be on x-axis and displacement and velocity will be respectively on y. Okay. And we also know that we are discussing motion in one dimension. So the displacement time graph and the distance time graph will be the same. Why? Because if the object is moving in a straight line, it is motion in one dimension. And when the object moves in a straight line, the displacement and distance will be same. So if the distance and displacement and distance is same, your displacement time graph and distance time graph will also be same. And so your speed time graph and velocity time graph will also be same. Okay. So we start our discussion with the first graph, type of graph, that is displacement versus time. So write down, we are starting with displacement versus time. Write down the heading, displacement versus time. And what we are having? We are having different cases to study. We have different cases to study. How we are going to proceed with this topic beta? We are going to study all different cases. And once we study all these cases, then we will do some assignments based on those cases. So the first is, write down the first case. Write down the first case. Write down the case is object is at rest, or in the bracket, the object is stationary. The object is at rest or stationary at a distance of 5 meters from initial position. Here, this is the case we are going to study. Please write down the case. Now class, listen what you are going to do today as well as tomorrow, day after, as long as we are having this topic to study. We are going to draw the graph, and behind that page, the blank part of that page, page, a graph page has, a graph paper has two sides, the ruler, the graph side, and the blank side. So on the blank side of that page, you are going to write all these cases. Okay. So what is the case? The first case is that the object is at rest or the object is stationary at a distance of 5 meters from the initial position. So what we will do? We have to plot a graph. Now, whenever you plot a graph, what we need? We need coordinates, x coordinates and y coordinates. So for coordinates, we require a table. Okay, so we are having a table. So draw this table like this. Draw a table like this, which I have selected. We are having time, x in seconds, time on x-axis in seconds, and displacement on y-axis in meters. Okay. Now, the time for which we are going to consider this observation is 5 seconds. What's the time? The time of observation is 5 seconds. So write down, draw this chart. Yes, very good, Om. We have to stick it better. We have to stick that. Okay. Now, let's start with our discussion. Now, I want all of you to respond to this. Beta, what is your opinion on this? Okay. Now, the object is at rest, means the object is not moving. and the object is at a distance of 5 meters from the initial position. So my time is 0 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm taking the time interval as 5 seconds. Okay. And let's talk about displacement. Now displacement is in meters. So same at the time of starting the timer, where will the object be? What will be the displacement of the object? Type your answer quickly. If you have studied the case, this is the case, huh? The object is at rest at a distance of 5 meters from the initial position. So same. What will be the displacement at the beginning, at the initial position, at the time we are starting the timer? Not getting the answer? It will be 5 meters. Yes or no? At what distance the object is? Initially at 5 meters. Okay. Then after 1 second, what will be the displacement? So the object is at rest. So after 1 second, what will be the displacement? The object is not moving. So after 1 second, the displacement will still be 5 only. Why? Because the object is not moving. After 2 seconds, what do you think will be the displacement? So after 2 seconds, the displacement will still be 5. Why? Because the object is not moving. After 3 seconds, still 5 because the object is not moving. After 4 seconds, still 5. And after 5 seconds, it is going to be still 5 only. Okay, so complete this table. Before completing this table, you need to understand the table. Okay. We need to understand the table. So 0, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, and 5. Okay. Now, let's plot the points. So, what is my x coordinate? 0. What's my y coordinate? 5. So, on the graph, plot x0, y5. Plot one point, then x1, y5. Plot another point, x2, y5. Plot another point, x3, y5. Plot another point, and in this way, plot these 6 points. Plot these 6 points, and then after plotting these 6 points, join all those 6 points with a line and see how your graph will look like. I think your graph will look like this. Isn't your graph looking like this? This is your displacement and this is your time. So this is your displacement versus time graph. Your time is in seconds, your displacement is in meters, and you will find this is 0, 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the first coordinate is 0, 5. So this is your first coordinate. Yes. Then this is your second coordinate, 1, 5. This is your third coordinate, 2, 5. This is the this is the second coordinate, this is the third coordinate, 3, 5, fourth coordinate, 4, 5, and fifth coordinate, 5. And what we are getting? We are getting a line like this. Okay, class, are you getting it better? So we are getting a line, a straight line like this. I hope you are getting a graph like this, class. If you are getting a graph like this, type yes in the chat. Draw it. Take some time. I'm not in a hurry. Take some time and draw it properly. Okay, now we will look at it how we read this graph. Okay, so this is the table. Now how we read it? So we find that we say that straight line parallel to x-axis indicates the object at rest. What does it indicate? It indicates that the object is at rest. How we read that line? So this line is read as a straight line parallel to x-axis. So isn't it a straight line and isn't it parallel to x-axis? Yes. So we read it as a straight line parallel to x-axis. Okay. Now, if you find out, if you see, you can easily conclude that by observing x-axis, we can conclude how long the object is at rest. How long the object is at rest? Look at the x-axis and you will find that the object is at rest for 5 seconds. Assume the object is at rest for 3 seconds. So what I will do, I will just delete these two parts, okay, and see. How long the object is at rest? So you will find that the object is rest for 3 seconds. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3 seconds. So you can easily conclude how long the object is at rest just by observing the x-axis. So in x-axis now, assume the object is at rest for 8 seconds. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And here I write 5. So you will find that by observing the x-axis, how the graph will be now. So the graph will be like this. So observing the x-axis, I can easily come to know how long the object is at rest. Okay, so we can easily conclude how long the object is at rest. And the another important thing, okay, and that is what we can get by observing the y-axis. So by observing y-axis, we can conclude at what distance from the initial position object at rest. What we can conclude, at what distance from the initial position the object is at rest. How we can conclude that? We can conclude by observing the y-axis. Okay, by observing the y-axis. Look at the y-axis. Where we are getting that line, a straight line parallel to x-axis. We are getting a straight line parallel to axis at 5. So where the object is at rest from the initial position, the object is at rest at a distance of 5 meters. Assume the object is at rest at a distance of 2 meters. So here, instead of writing 5, if I write 2, you will find that the graph what I am going to get is like this. I am getting a straight line which is parallel to x-axis, but it is on 2. Okay, if I say it is at 7, so I will write 7 here. And by observing that, you can easily conclude that where is the object at rest. So the object is at rest at a distance of 7 meters from the initial position by observing the y-axis. Okay, how long? By x-axis. At what distance from the initial position? By y. Clear, class? All of you, is it very clear, bacha, how we can come to know and how the graph looks like? We are discussing the first case, and what our first case tells us, that the object is at rest or the object is stationary, okay, at a distance of 5 meters from the initial position. So how we get the graph? So graph is a straight line parallel to x-axis, and this indicates that the object is at rest. Okay, and how we can conclude how long the object is at rest and at what distance? So for that you have to observe x and y axis respectively, and this is how the nature of the graph will be. Clear, class? So we are done with the first case. These are the essential information what you should know about it. Okay. Okay. So I'm so sorry I cannot. Om, beta, say beta, what is your doubt, beta? I'm so sorry I cannot able to read this. Om, go ahead and say ask your doubt, beta. Okay, wait a minute. I will unmute you now. Om. You can ask your doubt, beta, or anyone else who is having any doubt.
Sir,
Huh?
can you show graph again?
Achha, you want to see the graph? That's your doubt?
No, sir. Actually, I was remaining to write that information.
Okay, okay. No, no, that's okay, beta Ruchir. I will show you, no problem. Oh, sir, if the displacement is zero, then why we have taken 5 as a no, Om. The displacement is not zero. I am saying the object is. Chalo, let me share it again. I am sharing it again. Okay, let me share that again. Look at it. What I have said. Om, listen. I said the object is at rest. Means the object is not moving. But the object is not at the initial position. The object is at a distance of 5 meters from the initial position. So that's why we are getting the chart like this. Wait a minute, let me change the coordinates. This is all 5. Okay, so the object is not, see, this is how we are getting it. So the object is at rest, but it is at a distance of 5 meters. In the beginning of the timer, when we have started our recording, when we started our observation, the object is already at a distance of 5 meters from the initial position. Okay, so this is how we get the graph. Ruchi, Om, is it clear now? Is it clear, Om? Okay, Ruchir, have you copied it now? Okay. Don't worry, all of you. You don't have to worry if you miss out something. These all sessions are being recorded and is being uploaded on our Google Classroom. So you don't have to worry, beta. अगर कुछ भूल भी गए, no problem. Okay? चलो, I'm copying it now. Okay? You don't have to worry about it. Thank you very much, class.